The Isaiah Factor Uncensored starts right now.
And welcome and thank you for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored tonight. Just because someone is of large size, it doesn't mean they do not like to have fun. Should businesses keep this in mind, or should those folk know when the gap is simply too small to accommodate them? A man is now suing Walt Disney World for $50,000 in damages. According to a lawsuit, he weighed 334 pounds in 2021 when he suffered catastrophic injuries after riding down a water slide with a 300-pound weight limit. According to the New York Post, it is not clear if he knew or was warned about the weight limit. He reportedly went momentarily airborne on the slide and continues to suffer from disabilities, and the list is long. Today, that brings us to our question of the day, or of the night rather. Should businesses do more to accommodate heavier people? We posted this on the Isaiah Factor Instagram page. So far, 12% said yes, and 88% said no. Joining us to talk about it, photographer and videographer Desmond Dangerfield, retired veteran Terrence J. Bolton, and fitness trainer Rayshard Kelly. Glad to have you all here on The Factor. So, yes, Desmond, your thoughts about this? He was, what, 330, and he got on a ride for 300 pounds. Whether he knew it or not, his ass went in the air. Your thoughts about that?
As the chairman of the Southwest Regional Vice President of the Big Back community, I know that there are stipulations when it comes to accommodating ourselves on certain rides. I feel like we need to take accountability where you're kind of big. And this is coming from a big back fellow himself.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna check the weight limit, I'm gonna check the height limit and do what I need to do to make sure that I can sustain myself on this ride. Yeah. So at the end of the day, if you know you eat a little bit too many Debbie cakes at night, you need to stay off of certain rides.
Yeah, I agree. Of course, where's the common sense in this? In your mind, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you got to look at this ride and know at some point in time, if I'm going airborne, something bad's going to happen to me. And that's what I think in this case happened. 34 pounds over, and again, he didn't know if he was overweight or not, but I'm looking at the ride and I'm scared for me when I'm riding this ride. So I don't know.
Velocity.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Everybody knows the heavier you are, the faster you're going, especially when water is involved.
And I'm going to chime in and basically go along the route of, now my colleagues are talking about self-awareness, and that's true, but they need to make sure that these employees are trained to identify these particular types of things. Was the signage there? Was somebody actually, because according to Ms. McCormick, who wrote this article, she stated that she wasn't aware if he was even informed about it. Or, I mean, and I know everybody says common sense, and sometimes all sense is not common. But this man went on this ride for enjoyment, and if he was told not to do it and he did it anyway, my question is, well, what is your claim? They warned you. There was signages up. How can you try to sue them for something that you decided to do on your own? But if it be the other way around?
See, I've seen it on the other side, because I know we all seen that video when the young guy was trying to get strapped up, and they didn't see it in time, and he ended up coming down before everybody else. And I'm thinking, okay, they're liable at some point in time if it keeps happening to people. You know
exactly.
I just feel that there are activities that you over the weight of 300 pounds cannot do. And I feel that that was a moment that he took upon himself to say, oh, I'm going to select myself to be a part of this activity that I know exceeds the weight limit of what I want to do from this situation. And now you want to sue a whole corporation because you didn't use wisdom.
And do we see a lot of people using this as an opportunity to get a paycheck? We recently had the young lady who sued, I think it's Lyft or Uber, after being refused a ride. Your thoughts on that, on people possibly using it for a paycheck?
To be completely honest, opportunists are out there, especially in this current economic climate. I don't like the fact that it's something that people can actually utilize, but let's be clear. If somebody sees the opportunity to have financial gain, what do you think they're going to do? I mean, everybody doesn't have integrity these days. But to be
and really quick, in this woman's case, she could have became angry as a result and wanted payback. Not necessarily a check, but there are people out there. But it seems like she got angry because they said, you can't ride in this Uber or Lyft or refuse service, and then she...
My thing is, everybody wants the outside to be accountable, but where's your accountability? Because we all in this spot where health is wealth, right? It's preached to us, and you know, me being a fitness trainer, I kind of preach that to everybody. So the opportunity is there to take those steps to where, of course, the motivation might not be there, but it's always something in the background to make you want to do something different. And I think in that area, instead of suing, she could have just done that. You know what I mean?
I do say that there are activities with people that are overweight. Me being a person that is 274 pounds, there are certain activities I don't partake in because I will get hurt. I will get hurt.
Self-awareness.
So with that being said, I will always take accountability on myself. For him, I think he's looking for a paycheck, to be honest with you. And I just feel that I hate that for Disney, because whether you had a sign or not, wisdom was not in the room with that man.
And we were talking a few minutes ago about, I don't know if you guys remember the Edge water slide at Waterworld. You couldn't pay me to get on that thing. And I was smaller then. No.
Certain things is common sense.
It's certain things that I just, absolutely not, bro.
And at the end of the day, the injuries, of course, we don't want anybody to get hurt, but be smarter next time. You know what I mean? Be mindful of everybody else involved as well, because you doing that, kids in the park, you can be hurting anybody that's in the area.
God, because it could have been so much worse.
That's like him joining a running club and suing the director because he got hurt.
Right.
If you got fat ankles, that's okay. Just don't join a running.
Gentlemen, thank you for joining us here on The Factor.